I'd like to clear up some of the confusion that lies within the fact that if I have this equation, x squared equals 4, I get out two solutions, namely that x could equal plus or minus 2. But if I take the square root of 4, I just get 2. This is a true statement. In other words, when I take the square root of 4, I don't get plus or minus 2. So why is that? Well, the way that we define the square root is we take its principal root. We take the non-negative number by which when we square it, we get back the original number. And the reason I say non-negative is the square root of 0 is 0. So that allows us to include 0 in our discussion. So why are things set up that way? Why are things set up that way? Well, for those of you who go on to take more mathematics, just as we can sketch parabolas and lines, you can also actually sketch the square root of x. So let me give you the picture. If I have a 4 for x, its square root, sorry, this isn't exactly to scale, its square root would be 2. If I have a 16 out here, its square root would be 4. So this is the square root of x. For each x that I put in, out pops its non-negative principal root. If, however, instead we said, oh, the square root of 4 is plus or minus 2, then instead of just having a point up here for plus 2, we'd also have a point down here. Instead of having just a point up here, we'd have a point down here. In which case, the square root of x would look like this. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with that picture, except it no longer has a property which we find to be very useful in mathematics. And that is, this is no longer a function. So not a function. If you're not sure what a function is yet, in terms of where you are studying in your class, you'll definitely get to it by the end of the quarter. So in summary, we're defining the square root of a number to be its non-negative principal root so that the square root of x is an actual function. That's one point. Another point that I want to make is that another difference between these two guys is x squared equals 4, we're sticking things in. We're sticking in a 2, we're sticking in a minus 2, squaring it to get something. Here, we're actually talking about the output. What happens if you square root something? What do you get? So they are different processes. Hope that helps.